Hi, I'm Leslie Strachan, and I want to talk to you today about why every teenager in the world should have a life coach. On my podcast, which is on Anchor FM, I've spent a lot of time talking about why teenagers should have a life coach. And because I work in schools and I'm a mum of a teenager myself, I understand how difficult it is for them right now in the world, for you to actually get them to do anything at home, for the teachers in school to get them to do anything there, and for university students to stay motivated and focused on their studies. The problem is that if we as parents don't enable our kids with the skills to be able to do things by themselves, they're going to have to rely on us to dig them out of every single hole that they come up against. And the problem with that is that that's not what employers want at all. So the first thing is to encourage them to take 100% responsibility for their lives. And when I was at school recently, I said to some of the group, if you were to take at least 10% more responsibility for your life, what would you do in terms of the relationships with your parents? And one young lady turned around to me and she said, you know what? She said, I spend every single evening on my own playing games with a tray meal in my bedroom. I actually don't talk to my parents at all. We just don't get on. And I said, but, communication is a bit of a two-way thing. Why don't you have a chat with them and just maybe have dinner once a week with them or something? So the next week she came back and she said, you know what, Leslie? She said, I did what you said and I took responsibility. And my parents were floored when I turned around and said that I was going to eat with them that night and have a conversation. And they were just chatting about all sorts of different things. And then she said, right, I'm off to my room now to do my homework or play my computer games or whatever it was she wanted to do. And over the course of several weeks and months, because the course I'm running with them lasts for 10 weeks, you kind of get this behavioural change in teenagers that they are really good at taking responsibility. And another student at Great Marlow School, who was a young man, actually said, I really actually want to do better at school. I want better grades because we've been working on vision boards and things like that. And he suddenly turned around and said, okay, so there's a homework club here, so maybe I'll think about going to that because it might help me to improve my grades to get the job that I want. And his teachers and I were sort of jaws dropping on the floor type of affair. The next week he came along and he said, I have to go 5 minutes early today, Leslie. I said, why is that? He said, oh, because I'm going to go to homework club. You can walk me over if you like. I said, okay, all right, we'll do that. So we all walked over to homework club and he sat down and he got better grades in his exams. It was lovely to see. And for teenagers especially, for us as coaches, it's enabling that behaviour change and for them to be in control of their responsibility issues, about the communication issues, and for us to help them as coaches to actually discover what they want from their life and career. For me, it's a real passion and it's a huge privilege to help young people open up the world to what they want from life. And my last example is about bullying, to be fair. And there'd been quite a bit of bullying at one of the schools I was teaching at. And we actually have a heart-shaped pillow. So we all take turns hugging the pillow and you're allowed to hug it and say nothing. You can just think about what happened during the day. Or for some of them, it was really important to actually talk about the bullying that was going on in the school. So for me, it was great to enable them to be able to give them the tools and the skills to be able to approach their teachers and their pastoral care teachers to try and sort this issue out. And I said to them, I will support you and help you in any way you want me to, but you will need to ask me to help and to give you the tools. The end result of that was that they went, 3 or 4 of them, to the pastoral care teacher, outlined their problems. I then went to see the pastoral teacher afterwards to make sure that everything was okay. Turns out that 4 of the students were bullying these 3 girls, and they got excluded from school for a number of days until the situation resolved. But the key for me is to empower young people to take responsibility, to create communication channels, and to problem solve their own issues, because we as parents cannot do this for the rest of their lives. So that's why every teenager should have a life coach at some point in their life. One, to deal with the skills and behavior, and secondly, so that we can give them the life and the career that they will be passionate about. And that's what I'm passionate about too. So thank you so much for watching. And if you'd like to know more, hop over to lesliestrachanconsultingandtraining.com. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.